Hi everybody. It's been quite a while since I've actually made a vlog. Just been busy with school holidays and all the rest of bits of life. But I did put up a video about what my plans were for during the summer, but quite late. I only put them up a few weeks ago. So I just want to show you some of the things that I actually did make. Now, not everything went according to plan, but sure, what does? But I have a few things. This is one of them. This is the Sew Over Georgie dress. Now, I made this in, I think it was a viscose, like purple leopard print, and I wanted kind of a more casual one. So I made it in this lovely organic cotton jersey and lined it with some tencel. No, actually, I think this is bamboo jersey. Bamboo jersey, so it's lovely and moisture wicking and keeps you cool. And I have to say, I've worn it all summer. It's been great. A little bit heavy when it got really hot out, so I couldn't, when it was really sweltering hot in the middle of that heat wave. But great for the rest of the summer, and 3/4 length sleeves, so I just kind of felt like I prefer that kind of a sleeve. Easy enough make. I did find though the layers, like you've got a layer here and a layer here. So then when it comes to the side, I'll bring her over a bit. When it comes to the side here, you've got 2 layers there, and then you've got the front and back, so 2 layers there. So you've got 5 layers in this seam, and it gets really bulky there, and the same with around the waistband and here because this crosses over. But it does prevent having it lined like this. That facing doesn't poke out. I did put this contrast in, which is quite nice. And I do love these little pleats. There's like a little pleat just here on the waistband, and it gives it this nice ruche detail. The only adjustments I did make to this is I took the waist up, because the first one I made, the waist was a little bit too low and I had to just take a piece out. So I moved my waistband up by about an inch. Now I'm only 5'3", so, well, 5'2.5". So if you're near my height, maybe it's similar for you. I left the length as is because it kind of goes past my knee, but if you're taller, I think it will be quite short. So you might have to lengthen it a little bit. But other than that, I'm really happy with it. I did, on the first one, felt like the neckline was too high. Now, I didn't make any changes to that, but this one is perfect. So I don't know what I did to the first one. Maybe I didn't take enough seam allowance on here, but I didn't put any tape or anything to keep that in. I think like to kind of stabilize it, I think the 2 layers does the job, but I really love it. And I'm going to get a fabric that I want to make a cardigan to match, so that I can kind of bring this through to the winter. So I'm just going to grab it. So this is a clay pink cotton knit. So it's the heavier cotton that we have, that it has a rib knit on it. So I think it's actually called rib knit online. And it's the same colour as the centre of those flowers. And I think to bring it through, so if I made like a Harper, a short Harper, or even a Marlo. Love my Marlos. I've been wearing loads of them. Or if any of you guys have suggestions for kind of cardies stroke tops, which will be nice with this, like if I just put it over it, I think that would be gorgeous. Nice dusty pink with that green. These are colours I don't normally wear. I normally wear bright colours like this, but I just love this fabric. I think we only have a little bit of that left in remnants if anybody wants it. But yeah, I think I'm going to make something so that I can transition. This is what I'm thinking about, is I make a lot of summer clothes and I make a lot of winter clothes, but I need, to be able to bring them through and get more use out of my wardrobe. Like Irish weather, the summer and the winter sometimes feel a bit the same, really. But I've been thinking about that and how I can kind of transition my clothes so that I'm not like just have a pile of stuff that I can only wear in the summer. So to use them more often. So that's my Sew Over Georgie dress. Now, other makes, what I'm wearing. This, kind of stand up a little bit. This is the Shell Top by Louise Hardie. It's from one of the Great British Sewing Bee books. We did a class about hacking using this pattern and how to change the neckline. Now, this is the original one. I just made it as is. I did a full bust adjustment of about an inch, and I found that great. Didn't adjust the size in any other way. I think I did a 14, and I'm a 41 bust, so and my upper bust is 39, so it fits perfect. Now it is quite a loose top, so perfect for the summer, and I'm wearing it with, oh, hang on, I tilt this down. Oh, can you see my Clyde pants? Which, yes, have been like my secret pajamas all summer long. Ah, everybody needs them, don't you? Everybody needs secret pajamas, I think, really. So I wore, these are in the navy linen stretch, and I've been living in them basically all summer long, you know. So I have made this top in a few different fabrics. I made it in a polka dot one. I think you've seen me wearing pictures of that. That actually is in our mobile home, so I couldn't show it to you. I went looking for it and thought, oh, it's not here. So I'll show it to you on another vlog anyway. Other things I made. So I did make a couple of things, but you know, I never make everything that goes to plan. I made the Edie top. Now, if anybody knows me, I am obsessed with wrap dresses and boat necks. I love boat neck tops. I love them. I just really, really love them. I think they're so elegant, and they, like, so many people can wear them. I think they suit so many people. So, and they're very comfortable as well. Really like them. You kind of feel a bit dressed up. This one I really like. Now I've done the Gable. I've done the Maven, Somerset. I'm trying to think of the names of everything. Now this is called the Edie, and then there was another boat neck one I did. I'll think of the name later. If anybody has other suggestions for boat neck ones, I need to try out. But the big difference with this is there's no facing. It's a bit like the Somerset. There's no facing. You just turn it over, and then you sew. So you, like, the facing is kind of all in one. See, it's there. A bit like the toaster. The toaster's like that too. I did this straight out of the box. Size 14, grading to 16 at the bust. Because I find that so over it, I get a lot of stretch in here because it's made for B cup. But the shoulders are too wide on me. So if I did it again, I need to do at least a ½ inch to an inch narrow shoulder adjustment, which is kind of standard for me. Like, you can see this on this top, it's a little bit wide. I think I actually did it. Did I do it? No, I was meant to do a shoulder adjustment, but I didn't. But you can see it's a little bit wide, but it's okay. But this one, when I have it on, it's falling off to here, but it's fine, like. And I've worn it loads. You've probably seen pictures of me during the summer on Instagram. Now, the one thing I really like about this was a kind of an added detail I did. I'll show you. I used a twin needle for the neckline. Yeah, can you see that? So I went in along the shoulder. You're only meant to do a zigzag, but I think the twin needle is lovely. I used the Schemetz twin needle and then turn the corner, and look at that lovely feature. I think that's really nice. Just something really small, and obviously I did it on the hems. Like, not everybody can afford. Sorry, I'll go up close. There it is on the hem. Not everybody can afford a cover stitch machine like $1,000 for those stitches, or a $5 for a twin needle that'll last you a long time. And all you need to do is wind some more thread onto a bobbin. Yeah, really loving using that twin needle, and I found that Schemetz ones don't skip. Other brands tend to skip more, you know, skip stitches. So that, I know there's a little label, and I put the label in with a twin needle too. So me made. James is loving me putting labels and everything. So that was my jersey makes. I haven't made anything for the kids. I need to make Alva some dresses. Anyway, I did make something for Finton. Literally, we had a night out planned, and of course, like, nobody's been going out or anything, and panic set in like the week before. Nothing to wear because none of us have been out, so it's like, what am I going to wear? And I'm not going shopping with my husband for clothes because he's a big boy and he can go do it himself. But he doesn't like doing it. He doesn't like clothes shopping. So I said, I'll make you a shirt. Is this pattern okay? Pick the fabric. Ta-da! So I made him a shirt. It's the tropical shirt made by me, wardrobe made by me. And it's a camp shirt. So it's a traditional, now it's a very wrinkly because literally he's worn it a few times since. This is Irish linen in oatmeal. So it's a dead stock linen. And the linen I get is true dead stock. It's literally, I go rooting around in their storerooms for bits of things. So I only get a few meters at a time that are left over, and sometimes they're just samples for it to be sent to or shown to a designer, and then they're not actually for sale, but I usually get them. So this one was a dead stock linen, and I put on some of the shell buttons that we have. So they're mother of pearl buttons. So these shell buttons are really cool. I didn't realize until I went to buy them that these are made from waste from the like seafood shellfish industry. So I think that's really cool. That's what these buttons are made out of. I don't know. Naively, I thought maybe I did know vintage buttons were, but I didn't think modern ones. I thought modern ones actually were just made out of plastic. But yeah, they're made out, because you can see in the back it actually has the shell on the back, and some of them are dyed. These ones aren't dyed. I think they're really cool. The buttonholes are a bit rushed, but it's grand. So this is the traditional camp shirt. There's loads of versions of this shirt. If you wanted this in a ladies version, there is the Gilbert by Helen's Closet. That's a lovely one. It has a tie front option too. And then there's a few kind of, big four pattern companies that have versions of this, and vintage patterns. You find a lot of them, and they usually have a little loop here so that you can actually button up the top. So it's called like if you're talking about the name of like this is a wrap dress, this is called a camp shirt. Very easy to make. Doesn't actually have a collar stand. Very simple. I actually did do a workshop with the Sew Over It Alex, which is a similar type of shirt, similar type of camp shirt. And that was a great workshop. We did it online. It was great crack, and I've made loads of those Alex shirts since. Probably should have worn them here so you could see them. Sometimes I forget what I've made. Like it has nice details on the back. It's got 2 pleats, and it's got a burrito style yoke on it, and just a short sleeve. Oh, there's a thread I didn't cut. Oops. And it does go down a little bit further on the back. This one pattern did have side slits, but Fintan didn't want them, so I didn't put them in. So they were my makes for summer. Kind of spread out over the summer wherever I got time really to do things. Very hard to navigate all these things with the kids being home. But there's one thing that, well, there's a couple of things. Apart from the cardie for this lady here, I would like to make this dress. So this is Mccall's M8108. Now I very rarely do big four patterns, but I really, really like this pattern. I know it looks like a summer dress, but I think if you pick the right fabric, and I have some here, I want your opinion on these. If you pick the right fabric, like I said, it can go through seasons. And some of them you could put tights with, because I think if I did this, not with this big giant flutter sleeve, because I think that's very summery, I think I'll either do the short sleeve or the one with the cuff. All I have to do is add on the cuff if I try on the short sleeve and go, I don't know. When you put something on and you look at it and go, oh, I don't know. So yeah, that's what I'm going to decide. But I love this detail. I'll show you on basically the bust line. Instead of going straight across like an empire, it kind of goes up and then down at the sides, and then it's straight across the back. I really like that. The only thing I find with these big four company ones, they only go to the size 24. Now, if according to measurements, I'm a 42 bust, so that means, well, actually, I would go down one and then do a full bust adjustment because they're usually made for B cup, all these patterns. So I go by my upper bust measurements really. So if I was doing this, I'm a size 20 in this pattern. So these are based on traditional measurements, as in 1950s, the standardization that was, after World War II, they came up with this standard sizing, which isn't really adhered to. But I'm a size 20 in this, and I consider myself mid-size. So if I'm mid-size, there's only 2 sizes up on this. That's not very good, is it really? Like 6 to 24 sounds like a lot, but really when you look at the measurements, if I'm mid-size, like I get 14 in the shops if I was buying anything. So really that's mid-size. Anyway, that's my little rant about big four patterns. But anyway, so I'm going to show you some fabrics and see what you think of them for this pattern. First one I picked, okay, it's quite bright. It's very me. Move the glasses out of the way, I don't want to squish them. this one. Now I'm going for a viscose. It says like a lightweight fabric. But I'm going for a viscose twill because it's slightly heavier and so it's a bit warmer. I just love this colour. Isn't that gorgeous? With the little dots on it. And I think it's not too light that you could wear it in the winter. And then it has a black in it and a burgundy. So I'm thinking I have burgundy tights. I have burgundy shoes. Really cute little ones that I never wear because I don't have anything to go with them. Or black shoes and black tights and a black Hardie. And you could still get away with that in the summer. Do you know? Light coloured one, and it's Irish weather. You need kind of stuff that would work for both seasons, so it's not too light. So that's what I'm thinking. Then I have this one, which is a viscose challis, but it's a little bit heavier than a normal viscose challis. And I've seen a few people make, because we got this our second time getting this fabric in. And I've seen a few people make a Shelby from this. See, it's black background with ochre and gold and blue tiny little flowers, and it's a heavier challis. It's not a lawn challis. It's not really light, so, and it's opaque as well. I really like this. I think it's nice. I think with the buttons down the front, it's got that 90s dress vibe. So that's option number 2. Option number 3 is this one here. This is a lighter weight fabric, but look at all those colours in it. You could pick out any of those colours and put a cardigan with it, you know, for the winter, or even go mad and go have like cobalt blue tights. I think we'd be really good with that, or red tights or black tights and red shoes. I love red shoes. Sure, doesn't the Pope wear red shoes? Why wouldn't you? Yeah, I think that'd be lovely. And Dorothy. Don't forget about Dorothy and her red shoes. And then this is number 4. This is lighter weight again, but it's navy and it's a viscose dobby. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's just lovely. I'll just put it up here now. It's a little bit more sheer when I hold it up to the light, but when I put it over me, it's not. Now, there's a skylight up here, so light is really streaming through that. And can you see? Let me hold it. Can you see those little? There's a texture to this fabric. There's a lovely texture to this fabric. I absolutely love it. So they're my options. Tell me what you think. Which one should I go for? I'm just in two minds, and I've been thinking about this for a while, which one I want to do, and this has literally been sitting out. I did see Birdie So Obsessed. I follow her on Instagram. If you're into sewing or gardening or, you know, growing and things like that, I love her account. She's great. And she has a new inspiration board, and she puts a little clip on a pattern she likes and she puts it up on her board. So the ones she's thinking about are up there, or a picture of one. And that way she doesn't forget about it, because I do that. Get a magazine and go, oh yeah, I really like that. And then you forget about it and you get, you know, distracted by another one. So I left this one out. And I'm glad I did, because I really do want to make it. Famous plans. Let's see what happens. So they're my 4. I'm still leaning towards the bright one, but that's just me, I think, leaning towards the bright colour. We'll see what happens. So that's it for the moment. I'll have something very interesting happening in the next few weeks, and I'll tell you all about that. And any suggestions, just put them below. Don't forget to follow me. Click that little bell, subscribe, and click the bell, and then you'll get notifications about posts. So I'll have a lot of time now. Kids are back in school, and I can do a lot more sewing and chatting to you guys. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.